It's about one of the memorable trip we had in India. I love travel a lot. If weekend comes Friday night, we'll load all our luggage. I used to work for EMEA. Before that, let me tell you, I used to work for EMEA hours. Most of the investment banking operations runs on EMEA and Asia and US time zones, right? I used to work for EMEA. So by the time I reach home, it would be around 11:45, 12, sometimes 2. Okay, so Friday night, I am very travel enthu. So I used to tell my husband, I'm coming in another 1 hour. You find a place where to go. We are traveling directly after the moment I reach home. We are starting our journey. So he used to make sure children will be sleeping, and then we used to put our children in the car, set up as a bed, and we used to put them in the car. And then we used to drive wherever, we basically start the journey and then decide where to go while driving. So we decided to go to Coimbatore. So we were traveling Coimbatore and we reached around in the morning around 8 o'clock. We managed to get the cottage over there because I'm an Isha meditator. So I used to be volunteering a lot of Isha programs in Hyderabad and Bangalore. So I know some of the volunteers who are part of Isha Ashram. So through my network, I managed to get the cottages in Isha Ashram. So we went and then we got the cottage. Everything we settled down well. There is a kind of Suryakund and Chandrakund. Chandrakund is for ladies, Suryakund is for men. It gives a kind of vibes where we used to have, in the temple premises, kind of water pond where they used to go and have a dip before having the darshan in the temples, right? So that sort of environment in Isha Ashram. So the moment we kept the luggage in the rooms, then me and my girls, twin girls, they were like 4 years, 5 years old that time. So we headed to Suryakund, Chandrakund, and he headed to Suryakund. So we had a holy dip. Trust me, it was an amazing experience. So it is built in such a way with a lot of stone steps, and then middle of the Chandrakund is a big mercury, filled with mercury kind of shivling. So we had 3 rounds and we don't want to come out of it for a longer time, but then volunteers will come and say you have to come out. So that sort of experience we had. And he went to Suryakund, my husband, and he had his dip and came back refreshed, went for a walk. It was beautiful greenery. It's a kind of forest surrounded with mountains, a lot of big trees, and while we were walking the ashram, we see peacocks coming in, and then we see snakes just passing by, and with some ponds with lotuses in it and all that. It was spectacular. We are enjoying. So part of ashram, there are 2 sort of schools. One is Sanskriti, Isha Sanskriti, for economically backward children who are living nearby villages. They used to, open the applications once in a year during March and April time. So where the villagers can come forward and apply, and then they get into the school. And at the age of 10, I believe, to get into that school, by the age of 18, they have to take them out. It's their students' decision by the time whether to move out of the ashram or go back to homes. Excuse me, because of my sore throat, I'm feeling a bit. So that was the scenario. And then ashram, and then homeschool. There is homeschool for the, kind of where parents are working for IT corporates and economically stable people, kind of, where they have to pay some lump sum amount to get into that school. Okay, teachers are volunteers again. They come voluntarily to teach in both the schools. This is more of traditional school, Sanskriti, and that is more of international kind of thing. The Sanskriti school is made for universe. Students from home school is, transformed for universities. That sort of system. So we explored. First day passed by. We went to kind of, what is that? Food hall, to have food and all. So first day went off. Second day morning, we woke up around 4 o'clock just to attend the meditation in the ashram. Meditation halls are there, different meditation halls. So we got up, we went for meditation along with my daughters. They are very flexible. They used to wake up anytime without any fuss, just by uttering a word, by calling the name once, they used to get up. So they got up, we went, did the meditation, and then we went walk around the ashram. So there was Sanskriti school students in a separate big hall. They were practicing Kalaripayattu, martial arts. So I made my daughters watch for some time, for more than 15 minutes. And then again, we moved to other hall where they were practicing Hatha Yoga, Angamartana. They're just moving their bodies like, along with the wind, like a thread. So they're doing fast and they were watching silently. They're enjoying literally. So I enjoyed along with them. And then my husband, he took us to this home school, Isha home school. And then they were doing some sort of music practice, Bharatanatyam, all sort of. So, fine. And then we came back to canteen over there. My husband had a cup of coffee, and I had tea, and they had some snack. Well, and we had good time, relaxing. We were discussing what all we saw so far. And then we came back to Sanskriti school, where they were practicing Bharatanatyam. And costumes are so basic, like old traditional way of. For boys, it's a simple dhoti. For girls, it's a salwar, top is knee length. So it's all red and beige combination. They're singing so beautifully, and a group of children, Sanskriti school children, they are learning Sanskrit, and some are practicing Bharatanatyam. Teachers are so simple, down to earth, like ancient school teachers' style of dressing. My daughters got so attracted to them, looking at them, they said, Amma, I want to get into this Sanskriti school. I don't know what made them to say that. They both told at the same time, echoing. I said, okay. And then I said, okay, fine, let's go back to the room and relax and see, we will discuss. So four of us came to room, and then we sat. They got to, and neighbor cottage, they are from UK. They're Britishers. They put both their son and daughter in Sanskriti school. It's a commitment. Before admitting into the Sanskriti, parents will have 5 rounds of counsel with different people, counseling sort of. So it's a commitment for parents. Once you join them in that Sanskriti school, you should not pull them out until they cross the stage of 18 years. Okay? That was the commitment, agreement sort of. So what we did, we came back. We just had bye kind of conversation with them, since they are our neighbors. We got to sit under the tree. There was like stone benches. So we had conversation. They said, we are from UK. We like this environment. I said, like, how you got to know about Sadhguru in the engineering program? They shared their experiences. So, and the children came. Because parents can spend some time in ashram twice in a year to spend some time with the children. Since the children came to their room, boys dressed up, boy's hair was grown here till here, and he's having dhoti and kind of long kurta. Girl is also seen. My both daughters, twins, they thought they both are girls. They played very well. They were playing, and parents are also happy. We were also happy. We are enjoying our conversation. Okay? And those English parents, they asked my husband's name. His name is Amarnath. And I told my name. They said like, oh, one of my children's name is also Amar. And her name is Amrit. My daughters thought it's a kind of names. Both are girls' names, but somehow they're calling Amar, the older one. And they were playing. They said like, it's a time for us to go for kind of snacks. So I said like, let's go change dress and we'll go. And they were pulling that Amar inside the room. Come, let's go change our dress. And then he's reluctant to go. Because these girls are like, these 3, girl went inside happily. But these two girls are pulling him, thinking that he is a girl. So he was like, no, I can't come. But these two were like, Amma, come. He said like, I'm a boy, I can't come. These two were shocked. So then that's the end of the story. And they were like shocked. First few, they went silent. They don't know what to speak, how to play. They went silent. That's one story. And then it's time for, there's a kind of Siddha center in the ashram. Siddha ashram, so I went to Siddha ashram, so I paid for my massage, Kerala massage style of traditional thing, and I also paid for my husband. So it's time for us. We kept children with the English people because they four are playing together. It's 1 hour session, so we went there. I was waiting in the hall, and my husband was also sitting next to me. For men, there's a separate hall, so he was, but waiting lounge is same for both. So he was waiting for me sitting next to me. So they called him first. He went. He has no idea how it goes and all. It's his first experience. So he went inside. There's a big kind of hall built with like dark stone on the floor and white traditional kind of walls, brick walls, stone walls. And there are 2 pillars inside the room, it seems. Because it's the same for females, women room, so I'm visualizing to be the same setup for men as well. So he went inside. They just did a kind of prayer because our body is temple for them. So before starting anything, they do kind of light up the lamp and put sindoor, and then they start by putting just apply on the oil and then ask us to wear kind of small, kind of clothes. So he has been given a piece of cloth so to change his dress and to come up with that, having that, what do you call that, tundu. So he changed with big hesitation. He don't know how to say no. He was like in a mixed mind. So he changed. They asked me to lie on the bed and they started massaging. He jumped out of that bed and came out tying the towel. They are touching somewhere uncomfortably. I'm not continuing. I said like, there are men doing on you. I said, no, whatever it is, even if you pay me 2 lakhs rupees, I'm not doing it. Done. Well, I said like, it's up to you, go home. I'm enjoying that. And I went and had, and it ended up so beautifully. So it's a great memory for me. That's the experience.